What's up, Hoopers? Preseason game for the Lakers is over now, and there are some huge takeaways that we need to talk about. There was a lot of positive things I saw, and everybody thinks this Lakers team can't shoot. Think again. But there is one massive gaping hole that I see that could be very troublesome for the Lakers. But that Lakers team that showed up last night, they can go deep. And I'm talking top 5 easily in the West. Don't believe me? Well, we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about the things that I saw from a Hooper's perspective, true insights, behind the scenes details of the Lakers. Yes, I know it's just a preseason, but there's so many telling signs, and there's also that massive gaping hole that I'm going to talk about at the end of this video. You're not going to want to miss it. I am your NBA white guy. I talk all things NBA hoops from a Hooper's perspective. And if you love that kind of content, make sure you dunk that like button and you hit the subscribe button so you never miss a thing. So I took notes last night. I was watching the Lakers game, and basically I'm going to talk about the whole first half. I'm not really caring too much how the game finished. The starters didn't play at the end. A few of them did, and a few of those players could be starters. But I really want to talk about game plan. I want to talk about some of the spots. I want to talk about the defense, and most importantly, the offense. At the end of this video, we're going to rank what is the biggest attribute that we saw last night that the Lakers team has that nobody was talking about, and also what's the biggest issue. So right now, we're going to dive firstly into the starting rotation. Now, obviously, Anthony Davis was out with low back soreness. Now, I'm pretty positive with this. It's probably nothing major. If you saw him, he was dabbing everybody up and feeling good. He wasn't sitting on the bench. I think they're really just like, let's get AD to the regular season, to the playoffs, because Anthony Davis in the first preseason game, he's a top 3, top 4 player in the league. He is unguardable. This is going to be a major asset. And as LeBron got killed because the first game he went 0 he came out and scored 19 points in what seemed about 3 seconds. So we know Bron's ready, but here is something that I noticed right out of the gate. They started Wenyen Gabriel. Now, everybody after game 1 and last season, he's a hustle player. He's great. He's all of that. He's going to get some minutes. But if you've been watching me at all, there's one player that I've been super high on, and everybody's all over Wenyen Gabriel and Thomas Bryant. I've been talking DJ all offseason. Damian Jones is a dude that I just saw. I could see it in him. He can get up high. He shot blocks. He deters shots. He was even out shooting 3. Even if he doesn't hit it, it's fine. It was a confident shot. He stroked it. He missed it by a little bit, but that's going to stretch the defense. But I'm telling you right now, the LeBron James-led teams that won championships, they've all had that big center motor guy that can get up and block shots. I watched Wenyen Gabriel underneath the hoop get a wide open shot and not even be able to go up and dunk it. He got blocked by the bottom of the rim. Now, I'm not saying he can't dunk it. Obviously, he can, but Damian Jones has bunnies, yo. He was getting up. Did you see that dunk where he rose up and tried cramming on him? But he stands under that hoop and he gets his hand on everything. What does this do? This makes the defenders start rotating the ball, trying to make goofy shots. It makes them miss layups. And what did the Lakers do incredible last night? The fast break. Now, we're going to talk at the end some of the things that I saw that were horrific and that's going to plague them this season, and I really hope that they can figure it out. But the fast break, my goodness, they were running that thing. Everybody was scoring. That is fun to watch. And what leads the fast break? Defense. Damian Jones is going to be that starter. He's going to be a menace under there, and that's going to allow Anthony Davis to not have to rim protect as much and hopefully not come down on as many people's ankles and hurt knees and all that. So Jones is going to get some minutes. I still love the effort plays of Wenyen Gabriel. Thomas Bryant sat a lot of the game, but I'm telling you right now, just like I told you before, DJ's that dude. And if you're loving what I'm talking about, make sure you dunk that like button. It's the only way my videos go out. And you guys keep asking me, why you do all these Lakers videos? Because when I do other videos, you guys don't watch them. So Lakers it is. Now your boy, the other NBA white guy, Reaves, got the start. He's going to get minutes. You cannot have a player who plays at such a high level not get minutes like him. He had 8 assists in the game before he even took a shot. Now, this is somebody, too, who was doing a lot of pump fakes last night at the three-point line. Did you see that? And when he did it, he was drawing a defender out, and then he was getting around him and getting wide-open shots. His chemistry with LeBron, by the way, top notch. You know, LeBron's always got that white boy. He's got Dellavedova. He had Caruso. Now he's got Reaves. So he's got his NBA white guy. Reaves is going to get minutes. He's going to have some starts. I think that's a dude who, you know, not only can come in and get some buckets, but he is an energy dude, and you have to have him. You get those kind of energy dudes, and then you have Pat Bev picking players up from half court. You see him leaning in and getting that pick. Even if he draws fouls, it's fine. It wears these players down. It annoys them, and it makes them make mistakes. So the defense that I saw, and then did you notice, and I talked about this in one of my videos, everybody's like, we don't have any height, we don't have any size. I'm like, we have a guy named LeBron James that if he plays some defense, he's an incredible 3-and-D player. And last night, who stepped it up? Braun. He was playing help side D. He came over 2 different times and popped the ball out of somebody else's hand on the offense that wasn't his guy. He was getting into passing lanes. He was up trying to shot block. In fact, that one, he did the chase down. I think, Bridges actually rim checked it, but Braun was putting in that effort. You see a completely day and night difference between last season and this season. These players are playing hard. They're playing defense. Now, again, that's leading to the offense, right? A lot of their offense came from the fast breaks and actually breakdowns in the offense. But we're going to talk about, again, the big mistake at the end. I'm telling you, if you are a Laker fan or even just an NBA fan, you won't want to miss that. Now, there was 2 things that I saw that were really bad right out of the gate. Westbrook. He had horrific turnovers again. So this is something that we're just going to have to deal with this year. But I'm telling you right now, that boy was playing, and it was fun to watch him get up and down the court, finish it. And did you see his threes? Well, let's look at the shot chart and see where he shot those from and how good he's been there. As you can see here on the shot chart, you know, he's not that great of a shooter in the three-point line as we saw last year. But when he gets to corners and spots, 33 is not the best. 50%. All his 3-point attempts last night were from the corners, and he was wet. So he even had that and one. But here's the one thing that I noticed. He was ready for that ball, catch and shoot. It was up and quick. I talked about this in a couple videos. You know, he's been working on his shot and his mechanics. All that is garbage, and it's going to go away as soon as he starts missing. But the thing about Westbrook that I continue to talk about, he's an athlete. He's a jumper. These kind of players, just like I was in college, you have to catch and shoot. Anytime that you sit there on the 3 and you start thinking about this kind of stuff, it starts going through your mind. You start really getting mechanicky. You start just cocking the elbow and holding stuff, and you'll see a lot of misses. That dude just needs to put his head down and go and shoot. Yeah, he had a couple turnovers, but other than that, did you see him playing defense, coming around screens? They were all engaged, and I think Westbrook is actually going to be a massive value add for the Lakers this season, unlike last. Now, again, when they were having LeBron go to the bench, he was running with that second unit as well, and he was full go. But the defensive end is where they were really, really picking up. And I know they lost the game, and I know that the Suns scored, 119, but if you look at the first 2 quarters against the Kings, 20 points and 21. You look at the first 2 quarters with the Suns, I think they held them to under 50 points. Like, they were playing tough defense, and Westbrook was part of that. LeBron was part of that, and then your boy DJ. I just can't talk enough about DJ. Comment down below what was your favorite play last night, or what was your most promising thing you saw with the Lakers. I do got to mention, even though we're talking about the Lakers, your boy CP3, the point guard, he looked good last night too. That mid-range jumper that he has, the in and out crossover up from the right elbow, he was knocking that down. He's a great player. Booker was knocking down shots, but that team seems like they are in trouble. They are not, playing with chemistry. You ain't even got Jay Crowder out there. Even though he's not the best player, he's a great, vet that kept things together. I'm just, I'm kind of worried about that Suns team. Even though they have incredible players, it's going to be really interesting to see what Monty Williams, does with that team this year. Another guy that I talked about all offseason, everybody killed me about it, was Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn came out, dropped 18. He's been able to be a walking bucket. The stories from all training camp is he is the starting point guard. Look, whether he starts or not, he is a viable scorer. This is a guy that every defense has to watch. Now, the one thing I noticed about him last night, and again, I'm going to talk about the problem I saw, and this was probably why he was having issues. At the beginning, he was getting bodied up a lot when he was trying to dribble and get around. Guys were kind of bodying him a little bit, but when he sat, out on the wing, 4 out, 1 in, get his shot up, it was great. He was inside finishing, and he was playing great defense too. But Kendrick Nunn is an incredible scorer. We haven't even seen Schroeder yet, but Kendrick Nunn's a great player, especially for the contract that we have him on. You're going to see him get big minutes this year too. Now, something that was massive for the freaking Lakers last night. LeBron James sat with 6-point lead. And I was like, okay, I'm going to write this down. The biggest issue LeBron's had in a lot of his seasons is as soon as he sits, the lead goes bye-bye. Well, immediately, what did the Lakers do? they increased it by 5 points. They were up by 11, 12, 13 points, and they held that. So this is massive for a LeBron James team. He has to be able to go and sit. He has to take some time off. This will actually allow him to play defense and not just be exposed out there and have just 3 defenders. So if he can play less minutes, actually be viable on that defensive end, and when he sits, not lose a lead, this is big time for the Lakers. Another thing that I saw last night, and I keep referencing it because I saw major issues in the offense, especially when Wenyen Gabriel was out there. But Damian Jones, the other thing I saw with him, which is incredible, is they were actually bringing him out on that screen. And when he would get the ball up top, did you see some of the passes he was able to do? I think he's got a lot of connections with these guys. He is very athletic. He can pass the ball. He can rebound, defend. There was a few times he lost his player on the offensive board, and his player got the offensive rebound. I don't like that, but he's relying on athleticism as a young guy, just jumping, so he's got to get that box out. But I love seeing the big guy up top with some of the backdoor cuts like he gave to Russell Westbrook. Westbrook was finishing at a high level last night too. There is something exciting in that Lakers organization, a dude that some people are really talking about, but Cole Swider, he is catch and shoot. I'm laughing because literally if you watch him, he's so intense. He has his hands ready. Now, a lot of times last season, you would see guys in spots and they stand there or they got their hands on their knees and they just watch, right? Well, the thing about Swider is that he is sitting there ready and he's calling for it. And I watched his defender. His defender keeps coming out, right? And with a defender or not, he is catch and he is shoot. Now, he didn't make him last night. I don't care. We know that dude can shoot. He's going to get hot. He's going to knock down a ton of threes, and he's 6'9", so he's not going to get that blocked a lot. But here are a few things that I saw with Swider that were incredible. He got killed. Oh, his defense is sus. He's suspect defender. He was hustling last night, and he is also getting gauged on what he did in college. Well, he was at Syracuse. Frickin' Boeheim, he still runs a zone defense, which is idiotic. Like, why are you running a zone? You teach kids at a young age how to play man-to-man. You haven't won a championship since Carmelo Anthony was there, but you can't judge a defender on that. He had hustle plays last night. Did you see him on the free throw where he went around his guy, got the offensive rebound, put it back up? He's a big, tall body. He can shoot the lights out. And the other thing I saw, because he's so ready, the defenses were drug out on him, watching him. He did one pump fake one time. The dude left his shoes. He went right around him, and got an open pass. Like, this is something that I have been talking about every single video, is you have to have shooters that people respect. When you have that respect, the defenders have to come out and they have to get the hand up. That opens up the middle of the court for cuts. Last season, it was just sit back and watch LeBron do his thing, and it clogged the paint. Even Reaves was pulling out the defense, and even Westbrook, they still get a hand up. They were playing defense on him, and Kendrick Nunn, you have to. So it doesn't really matter the height as much. You got to be able to pull these defenses out, especially with a 4-out-1-in system. Okay, I'll get to it. What was the problem that I saw last night? The offense was atrocious. You guys might kill me on this. You might be like, what are you talking about? They were crushing. No, it was terrible. They started the entire game with Wenyen Gabriel coming up and setting screens, right? They did this all night. And you see a huge difference this year than last, because what would they do? If the ball came out of the net, a lot of times, now we teach our young kids this. If the other team's going to make the shot, who cares? Let them make it, but you run up, you jump and grab that ball out of the net, 1 foot step, pass it out, fast break, go. Get down the court. I saw that so many times with the Lakers last night, and it was exciting. But a few times they would walk that ball up, and every player would run right to their spot, and they would stand there. And then it was one-on-one pick and rolls, right? Which will work, but at the same time, it was so stagnant. I thought with the 4-out-1-in, they were going to do a lot more dribble two and cuts, and they weren't doing it. It was just a screen play. And so their offense, they did not, at the beginning, first 2 quarters that I watched, drum up a lot of scoring from just the basic offense. In fact, when they ran that basic offense, a few times they would get balls deflected, passes deflected, miss shot, and that's when the offense would break down. But the good news was everybody was moving and cutting, so they weren't just staying put, and that's what led to a lot of open, backdoor cuts and layups. So actually the offense, which was atrocious, would break down, but the players moved and they got into open spots, and it created offense. So I'm really hoping that, it's just preseason game 2. They haven't really opened anything up, but running a high pick and roll with one player and letting everybody stand around, we're going to have massive issues this year. So I really hope that they start, increasing these sets, do more of what the Warriors do, running guys off of screens. We cannot just have 4 dudes standing there watching. Like, it is atrocious. It drives me nuts. It's been driving me nuts, and they did it last night. But the good news is, if they start fixing that and really start hammering on that offense, the defense is there. This is going to be a top defense team. This is going to be a top fast break team. They're scary. They're easily in the top 4 in the West if they play like they did last night. You comment down below, how high can they make it? And also, which one of these, positive things or negative things did you catch in the preseason that you're happy about or not happy about? And make sure that you dunk the like button right now. You got to hit that and subscribe. It's the only way that my videos go out there. So until my next video, guys, we'll catch you later.